Hulk Hogan gets booed out of the building on Netflix. John Cena says he will compete and win the Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns is the tribal chief after defeating Solo Sikoa. CM Punk and Seth clash in the main event and Punk comes out on top. And The Rock opens the show. We cover SmackDown and Raw every week, and now we're on Netflix. This is the first of many. If you like what you see, drop a like, subscribe, and stay tuned.
Raw is Netflix. And you know what? I'll tell you what. The show wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be.
No.
It felt like a pay-per-view. If a pay-per-view was bad, bro. I'm sorry. There's just so much, like, it's covered in like sparkly glare. But at the end of the day, it's dog shit. I'm not happy with it.
My view's not as harsh as that. However, I think it was a bit of a misstep. They're finding their footing a bit. And listen, it's also not on Netflix. I love seeing it on Netflix. We're going to keep watching it on Netflix. But for the first outing, it was a bit of a misstep.
We'll begin at the start of the show. Triple H promo. Are you ready? It's what you want. It's a promotional
like
thing.
Like a warm-up.
Yeah,
and
it's nothing crazy. I mean, he's not calling out John Cena or anything. Nice little promo. Get us hyped. Starts the show off.
It starts well. It starts well enough, right? Triple H... the head of all this, the guy that we love, the guy that's been serving it up on a platter recently. It starts off well enough, and then the Rock comes out, or like is the first entrance of the night, which is also huge. It's like things are rocking and rolling. It's looking good, but then immediately we notice that he thanks a few people, doesn't he, Beef? And who's one of the people he thanks?
Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare.
He thanks the American Nightmare, and a lot of this, it'll be the final boss is done. It's all like it's sort of he's sided with Cody and Roman now. He's not on Solo's side. He's not a heel anymore. And I think it is that The Rock is not coming back for any more matches, and he's just The Rock. He's just a legend, like Hulk Hogan, but a lot cooler. And I think that's what he wants to go out as a company man. He wants to go out as a beloved babyface. No more heel stuff because he's not going to be there every week. He's not there for the big payoff match. I think I read somewhere that he's not coming to Mania to do a match. It's done. We're getting babyface, cheesy Rock back, and thank you for your service, bro. You did well last year. And he's saying a bunch of stuff. If you talk about Moana, and
boom. The final boss.
The final boss.
And he's not really the final boss. It's all a bit weird, isn't it? He's now the High Chief, so I guess he's going to be posted up with Roman Reigns.
Yeah, he's the High Chief. He's chairman of the board. He's a lot of things, but he's not the final boss. And maybe that's okay.
We have Roman Reigns versus Solo to decide who the tribal chief is in tribal combat.
Mm-hmm. And this had shades of that WrestleMania 40 match with the head-to-head at first, and I was hoping it would stay one-on-one, but silly little me, like I've never watched a WWE show before.
What an idiot.
What an idiot I
Did
am.
he really think it was going to be a one-on-one match?
Well,
okay.
And then it very quickly divulged into not, because Roman had Solo beat, and Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga interfere after some great spots. A lot of stuff with the chair on Roman's back, on Solo's back. There was an attempted concerto by Roman.
Yeah,
attempted
by
to,
Roman,
to do it,
which is kind of crazy because I thought he was a babyface, but apparently everyone's just got short-term memory loss, and we're gonna have the tribal chief running the show for the next four more years.
Four more years.
And I'm upset. Carry on.
And then we had a spinning Solo onto the chair as well. These two were just going ham.
No, you know what? Solo should have won this match, and it doesn't end like that because Jey and Sammy come out, and then they stop Jacob and Tama Tonga.
They do.
And then we have KO who comes out, gives him a little powerbomb, and you think, oh, maybe he's going to win. Solo's going to win. And then no, Cody Rhodes comes out, the American Nightmare. What is going on?
I know.
What is going on? It's a weird way. It was really entertaining. I had a lot of fun watching the match.
Yeah.
But I'm disappointed in the ending. I think Solo should have won it. They keep booking matches wrong. And this is another one that's wrong. But there was too many stakes. They had Paul Heyman, who was going to be Solo's slave for the next year, forever. And we also had The Rock, who also sided with Roman, saying that he deserves the Ula Fala.
Yeah.
And it's just, Wrong decision. They should have popped at Mania. Solo should be the tribal chief. Give that because now what? Because now Solo's nothing, and he's still going to be in the main event picture, and unfortunately, he's got nothing. He's got no reason to be there. Every SmackDown or Raw or whatever they're going to be on is going to be terrible now because he's got nothing. He's
got nothing. And we said it during the match, and we said it before the match. They've built Solo.
For what?
For what?
For what?
And maybe we're being a bit hyperbolic here. Maybe they could say, but I don't think they can.
They can't save it. No, they can't save it. There's nothing to save anymore.
No.
Roman's the tribal chief. Jey and Jimmy's back to being lackeys. So is Sammy. Wiseman's here. It's just like it's 2020, 21, 22, 23. Is it? Oh, I'm irritated.
What is the long term for Solo now? Are we getting Solo Roman at Mania? No, absolutely not. Are we getting Solo versus? There's nothing to do.
Solo is all elite wrestling. That's where he's going next, dude. Because there's nothing to do for him now. They could have flipped the switch and had him actually have some validity. He's got nothing. And I'm really disappointed with this decision.
But ultimately, very good match. Shades of Mania. Kind of felt like a Mania match, but ultimately, we think they made the wrong choice, personally. And we're ready to move on.
New Day. We had a New Day promo. Getting booed out the building. They want to talk about why they did it to E. Nothing much happens in this backstage.
They were saying stuff about LA. They said shit about Kendrick Lamar, which that's out of pocket.
Xavier Woods was like the drunk uncle who's had too much to drink. And he was just saying anything he wanted to say. It was really weird. But I did enjoy it because it was like a normal Raw.
It did feel like
it gave the things, the smaller things, more attention. Next promo of the night, John Cena comes out.
Best segment of the night, bar none. And maybe that's our John Cena bio speaking in, but I don't think it was. John Cena played the audience like a fucking fiddle. He came in, the sad, the bald spot, the rundown John Cena. And I'm sorry for saying bald spots, John. By the way, I'm sorry. But he came in with his tail between his legs, rundown, Logan-esque John Cena, telling about, it would take a miracle. It would take a miracle to win a championship. I don't see it coming. And
maybe I'm just not cut out for 17-time world champion.
That was the energy, bro. That was the John Cena energy. And very quickly, the Boston accent came in, the armband came down, the hat went up and down again.
Thug life.
And John Cena said, I will enter the Royal Rumble and I will win the Royal Rumble. And we got hype as fuck. Go and visit our TikTok if you want to see our live reaction. My inner child woke up, dude. John Cena... This is what we want. We want him burying people, dude. We want 5-star classics. We want top rope attitude adjustments.
We don't want him in the Royal Rumble. We want him to win the Royal Rumble, bro.
We don't want him getting pinned by Otis or losing to Butch to put over talent. We want him injuring people, putting them on the shelves. We want titles on titles on titles. We want Money in the Banks. We want Elimination Chambers. We want everything. And we are going to get it. John Cena guarantees it.
I can't fucking wait.
Neither can we. And we will cover every time John Cena laces up his jorts, bro. We will be there.
Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley wins, and she's now the new Women's World Champion.
We didn't see that coming.
I didn't see it coming, and I'm disappointed. I don't know why they flipped the switch here. And this is what I'm talking about, Raw being like this weird, like, not a pay-per-view, but it's not a normal Raw. They've just flipped the switch on everything. Roman's not, by the way, Solo's been working fucking hard these past few years. No, let me finish. Roman's been where? Making films, and Solo's been here carrying every week. He's the main event. Why didn't they do it? Why didn't they let him be the tribal chief? And now we got Rhea Ripley who wins. Which also, once again, Liv Morgan carrying this fucking company. Where's Jade? When Jade's back, she'll carry. But for now, I don't know what they're doing. It's like they made this show as if there's not going to be any more Raws after. They flipped the switch on everything, and Liv Morgan wins, but it makes no sense. I don't know why they did that. Liv Morgan's been great. She should be the Women's World title. Why?
But I did say during our reaction, imagine our faces, imagine the sigh on our faces if Liv Morgan cheated and retained. We've seen it before.
Okay, but the only reason we'd be upset is because we'd have to watch more Liv versus Rhea. And I think we're going to watch more Liv versus Rhea anyway.
Really?
So it doesn't matter.
Interesting, dude. But that being said, despite the booking choices, we can talk all day about the booking choices, which we have strong feelings on, as you've seen. But
Fuck you.
the match was fantastic. I really enjoyed that match.
It was a good match.
Rhea Ripley hits a double riptide on Liv Morgan. There's a few bits of fuckery with Dom and Raquel. They try it. But we can recall spots all day. Go and watch the highlights if you haven't seen it. It was a fantastic match.
Rhea kicked out of a chair, Oblivion into a chair.
Because the Oblivion ain't shit. The Oblivion ain't a good finisher, dude.
No,
it's not.
It's not protected, that's for sure.
No, that's right. And it's damn right it's not, dude. It's a chain move. Bro, it's so positional, it's so situational, and it has no impact. Liv can never really get it off too great. But that being said, at the end of the match, this is the most interesting moment. I'll tell you what happened.
Tell us what happened,
little Dom sees that his current girlfriend has dropped a title, so he goes over to Rhea, arms out wide, looking for forgiveness, and Rhea doesn't give it him. She punk kicks him right in the cojones and gives him a riptide, and they're burying everyone, dude. Judgment Day a ton.
Judgment Day. I didn't even think about this. Judgment Day have no gold, no validity.
Oh my god, they've got no gold.
They're dog shit. There's nothing left.
It's coming true, bro.
There's nothing left. They have to disband the group and go do their own things because no one wants to watch Judgment Day.
There's actually nothing. They have nothing left.
And who came out after the match? Who was the first retired legend to come out?
Gong.
Gong.
Oh. It's Undertaker. But not just the Phenom, the American badass on his motorbike. And
which I personally don't understand why they did that. And you want to know why they did it? Because it's a fucking Raw, that pay-per-view. And I'm telling you, this is why this show sucked. I know I'm hating on it, but they just had Undertaker for the sake of having Undertaker.
They did, yeah. It's because it's Netflix and everyone wants a part of it, dude. Everyone wants a part of it.
I mean, The Rock, Triple H, Undertaker, Hulk Hogan to come. And the only good legend that was here that did something was John Cena. That was him.
But then we had something else that was just, I don't even know, dude. We had American Made backstage. And when we saw Chad Gable, there was no pop. There was no pop from us. Because we have had enough. We are in an abusive relationship with Chad Gable. We keep expecting things from him and we never get shit back.
Yeah, we're just constantly, every week, we're getting beat up and we keep coming back to him, so I don't know. We're in a love-hate relationship with Chad Gable.
We are.
We want to see him win, but, every time he smacks us in the face, I don't know how I feel anymore.
We are taking this abusive relationship metaphor very far. But he's got a point. We expected the world of Chad Gable. It was so close.
No, just stop.
Just
stop.
I'm sorry.
Just stop. We're acting like this is Chad Gable's fault. This is Triple H's fault. He doesn't know how to book Chad Gable. Chad Gable's carried what was the first one? I don't even
Alpha Academy.
Alpha Academy, now American Made, and he's just carrying bombs after bombs, bro. Fed up, bro. Just give us Chad Gable to win a singles title.
We had The Miz, who looked like a fucking alien, dude, when he was yelling. It was hilarious.
John Cena! Cena! Still got the Final Testament coming after The Miz. Go away. Leave the two-time Grand Slam champion alone.
The Miz is talking about how he beat John Cena. He was taking the piss out of all the fans. He acted really happy, but it was mimicking all of us who were excited to see him.
Once again, this was a good part of the show where we're actually getting weekly Raw updates, which was the best part of the show.
The Final Testament tricked The Miz into staying and attacking the Wyatt Six or something. And then after that, we get Beav's favourite match of the night, Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre. Bev, would you like to talk about it?
No, I would not like to talk about it. I think we should just move on.
And then I'll talk about it. Drew McIntyre had a lot of the offense.
Talk about it.
Drew McIntyre had a lot of the offense. Jey Uso came out with Travis Scott and they played Fiend. That was kind of hard. I enjoyed that.
And he had the Cactus Jack title.
He had it looked like the Hardcore Championship, and they were dapping up Michael Cole on the bench.
Once again, we get a 10-minute Jey entrance, dude. Holy shit, dude.
Drew comes in. He's walking to the ring. All the aura in the world. and Jey attacks him before the bell, and we get started. It's a bit of a back and forth, but Drew has a lot of the offense. But the spot I remember most, and the spot you'll remember most likely as well, Beef, is Drew's got the Claymore set up. He's ready to hit it. He does hit a Claymore on Jey earlier in the match, and Jey's sort of getting to his feet, and Drew's running to hit it. And Jey just stumbles and falls to his feet. He doesn't counter it. He doesn't dodge it. He just falls to his feet. It's very strange, but it works. Drew's sort of being cocky. He tries it again. Jey ducks out the way and hits him with the roll-up. 1, 2, 3. I think, as sad as you are, Bev, I think that this was not necessarily the right choice, but the ending of the match protects Drew. He was blindsided. It was a roll-up. And they couldn't afford Jey the loss at a big show like this because it's a crowd pleasing show.
Oh, you could say that again.
You could say that again, mate.
I would be more mad if Jey beat Drew outright. If Drew got dominated, I think I'd stop watching WWE.
Yeah, no.
It's the end of No Pop if that happens.
Yeah, and that is not what happened, thankfully, and we're still here because Drew did not get dominated. He got pinned, but not defeated, is what I said in the reaction, which I think stands true. And next.
Yeah, that's it.
Fuck, dude. Next we had
the return of another legend. Another legend's out here, guys. Who is it? Who could it be?
A confused, saggy old man from Florida stumbled out to the ring. Not even to the ring, to the entrance ramp. To the thunderous boos. And cut the most blubbery, corporate, fake promo I've ever heard in my fucking life.
Start promo.
We've had a lot of tag teams over the years, brother. But you're my favorite tag team. Just to get booed. He did not deviate. He was getting booed and did not change. So he is just pleading to the audience about how much he loves them all. Whilst getting booed. And then he feebly, he rips his shirt open. And he's walking away down the entrance ramp. He struts off as quick as he can because even he, with all Hulk Hogan's delusions of grandeur, even he knew this was shit. He walks away and the t-shirt is still wrapped around his waist, much like toilet paper on the bottom of your shirt. It was fucking hysterical. It was so funny.
And the worst part is he was like promoting his alcohol or whatever.
I forgot about that bit. The promo was so terrible. I forgot that he was shilling a product.
It was just, this whole thing was awful. And even the casuals didn't like it, dude. And I'm telling you, this is what I'm talking about when I said that this pay-per-view felt like a terrible version of a PLE.
Yeah. It felt like a Saudi show, like an old Saudi show.
It made no sense, bro. Let me just read out. The Rock, Triple H, Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, and it still felt terrible.
Yeah.
And it genuinely, the good parts were the New Day, the Miz.
The stuff that's been there.
Yeah, CM Punk, fucking Jey versus Drew. Even though that I didn't like the ending, these were better than all that.
And by the way, I just want to say, I'm not American, as you can tell, neither is Beef. But Jimmy Hart was waving an American flag as if that would work to get everyone over, like it's still the fucking Cold War.
Why do you think everyone hated Hulk Hogan so much, dude?
Let me just pick out this massive hat of reasons. And like you say, the racism, the fact he was a pretty renowned bad worker, he never put people over, arsehole backstage. A myriad of reasons, not things I necessarily share, apart from the racism thing. You can't really deny that bullshit, right? Association with Vince,
the association with Donald Trump,
the association.
But
with
do you
Trump?
think it's more so the wrestling stuff than it is like the political stuff?
No, not with the casual fan base. I don't think the casuals are there like, man, I love WWE, but Hulk Hogan was like a terrible worker back.
Right, so you think it's like the Donald Trump stuff.
And I think it was a bit of a domino effect.
Obviously, we don't care about politics. We're not
political in the slightest.
Do you care about the bad stuff he did with wrestling, not pulling people over?
I don't know. I wasn't around in it. I don't really care.
Exactly, yeah, we weren't around, so...
But that being said, if me and Beav were in the audience...
Well, we'd be pissed, bro.
I think, like I was saying, it was a bit of a domino effect. I think there was people in that audience who were diehard wrestling fans. I think there was people in that audience who were a bit aware socially.
Yeah.
Who both started booing him. And then the casuals see this old man who they might not even know.
Yeah.
Or they might have a fringe awareness of who he is and know he's not great. And they just started booing him as well. And Michael Cole, bless his heart, Hulk Hogan trots off backstage with his t-shirt dangling from his arse, and he tries to say, "That's Hulk Hogan." Like, oh my god, bro, no man.
No one cares, dude. I mean,
It's not the 80s anymore. It's not the 90s. Respect to Hulk Hogan professionally, what he did. Hulkamania was whatever. That was huge, right? If you were born in the 80s, you loved Hulk. You might not like him now, but this felt like fucking Vince booked it, dude. This felt like Vince said, "Oh, Hulk, can you do me a favor? Can you get out there?" This felt so corporate.
That's probably what happened. Triple H probably asked him to do this, and he said, "Well, only if I get to promote my alcoholic beer."
Yep. The one thing we'll say, to Hulk Hogan, thank you for the laughs. That shit was hilarious.
It was so funny.
And then onto a cold glass of water in a sandstorm. We had CM Punk and Seth Rollins in the main event. Me and Beav have been waiting for this match since November, since we saw Seth Rollins freaking out at the return of Punk, since we saw the promos in the ring in the following months. It's been 10 years in the making before we were even around.
And there's a reason this was the main event, because it was so goddamn good, bro.
Yep.
I'm kind of a little bit annoyed that this was put on the Raw show, just because of how terrible the Raw show has been. But it saved the show. I think it saved the show. You take away the last thing you remember. That's the last thing we remember. And it was fucking brilliant, dude.
Damn right.
The whole, oh my days. CM Punk can't have a bad match. He physically can't have a bad match. Everything he's done so far in the WWE, I don't really like his promos all too much.
Hot take.
But man, do I love his fucking fights, dude.
Yep.
Every single one. Not a single bad one.
No.
Bad match.
It's good wrestling. By the way, I just want to clarify, I fucking love his promos. So I don't know what you're smoking on.
I'm sorry if we're talking about his matches versus his promos.
Okay, he had a great match. These two men, Seth was like, every moment Punk was groggy. He was like slapping him in the head, poking him in the head. They hit each other's moves back to back. We got a stomp from Punk. We got a GTS from Seth. We got another GTS from Seth. They were going to they went outside immediately. The ref was could have counted to 10.
He was so useful this entire match. We know how WWE refs go, and as far as this one goes, he was the best ref you could have had in there. I mean, he didn't miss a thing.
He was like a substitute teacher, bro. He was like, "Oh, you don't want to work today? Cool." Bro, he threw out the rules of that match so fucking quick. CM Punk threw the top of the announce table at Seth. That is a DQ. That's using a weapon.
We're such marks, bro.
We are such marks,
well,
obviously.
This is what happens when we watch Raw and SmackDown and all the PLEs every week. We want good stuff. We want them to be consistent.
Yep. And they fight on the apron. There's a pedigree on the table as well.
You know what?
Seth.
Who cares, bro? So what? It's just passion, bro. It's just passion and love for the game.
Real to
which
me,
I'm gonna fall out with if I get any more Chad Gable bullshit.
Yep, I agree. And then we had the fans were going crazy. We had all sorts. There was a bit of fighting in the crowd as well. Punk kicked out of everything, dude.
Oh yeah.
There was a moment.
Super Punk, bro.
Punk Hogan, right? There was a moment when they could not logically have Punk kick out of this. I think it was a roll. It was a superplex roll through into a pedigree, into a GTS or something, and they could not have Punk kick out of that and still sound serious.
Oh, yeah.
So they had him near the ropes to put his leg up, which thank God, dude, because number one Drew fan over here, number one Punk fan here. I don't want to see Punk kick out of everything to the point when people are like, Punk's overbooked and all this. I want to see Seth's good enough.
You know what? You can overbook him. If he's going to put on bangers after bangers after bangers, honestly, I don't mind it, bro, because we've had so much bullshit.
We have had bullshit. Anyway, to get into the finish of the match, Punk is on his arse. There's a superplex. Seth rolls through, but Punk counters the roll through. He counters it with a GTS. Hits Seth. That's like the third one of the match, the fourth one of the match. Seth bounces off the ropes, lands on Punk, who is on his knees. Punk stands up off his knees, hits Seth with the GTS again, and pins him 1, 2, 3, and it's the most lapsadaisical pin I've ever seen in my life. CM Punk just collapses onto Seth, and it's a 1, 2, 3. Neither man needed to do anything else to make the other kick out. It was done. They'd given everything. Seth had colour at the end, and it looked like a pretty clear blade line. Like, I'm pretty sure he bladed there, but fuck it. It makes the GTS look so gnarly. What a way to end the show. It is.
You forgot to mention one thing.
Go.
Seth Rollins threw CM Punk into the turnbuckle. That was disgusting, dude.
You're right, disgusting. Yes. Seth Rollins hit a Booker bomb, which I can't remember the last time we saw that. And obviously, that's what killed Sting. It killed him, dude. It
felt like a ledger through my fingertips. That was bad, bro. It did not look nice.
My heart was in my mouth when that happened. But yes, so that being said, we covered everything. I think we've got a lot of our thoughts rounded off. We're excited for next week. We will be here regardless.
Even though I didn't like this show and I didn't think it was good, it was entertaining. It was very entertaining.
It was definitely not boring.
It was not boring. Boring is not the word I'd use.
No.
Booked wrong.
Booked wrong, yes, perhaps.
A lot of stuff that was wrong.
But we are keen to hear what you have to say. So leave a comment below, get the conversation started. Like if you feel so inclined. Did you enjoy the show? What do you think of the booking choices? Are you a Hulkamaniac? That's all we got to say, man. Netflix on Raw.
Oh, actually,
go on.
I think I've got one thing to say.
Oh, sorry. Beeve does have one more thing to say.
No pop.
No pop.